Pirulitos do espaço.
I mean, James Webb has been revolutionary for planetary astronomy. It has definitely changed the game completely.
Geronimo Villanueva is a planetary scientist at NASA.
I mean, typically, we've been exploring the solar system with almost anything you can think of. We have even spacecraft going to many of these objects. So we should know a lot about them. But nevertheless, every time we put on James Webb, something new we discover.
For a telescope designed to study the farthest edges of the universe, there are actually some challenges to make it work for observing closer objects, too. Think about being in a car, traveling down the highway at 60 miles an hour. When you look out toward the horizon, you can track objects pretty easily. They appear to be moving, but not that fast. But then, shift your focus to the side of the road, right next to the car. Everything next to you, the plants and the road signs, they seem to be whipping by. To keep just one object in focus, your eyes have to move really fast. Webb has the same challenge when studying planets close to Earth. That opened up the possibilities for using Webb on our neighbors too. Mars, Pluto, comets. Webb is giving us a fresh look at all of them. One particular place that keeps surprising scientists is a moon called Enceladus.
Saturn has a lot of moons, and one of them is Enceladus.
Enceladus is a small moon, just over 300 miles across, or small enough that it could fit inside the Gulf of Mexico. On most of its surface, temperatures are below minus 300 degrees Fahrenheit, about the same as liquid nitrogen. So it's not a very appealing place for humans. But here's the good news. Its surface is covered with a layer of ice about 20 miles thick, and underneath, there appears to be an ocean of liquid water.
And the interesting thing about Enceladus is that we had been there. We had a mission called Cassini.
This was a probe that visited Saturn and several of its moons starting in the mid-2000s. Cassini made several close flybys of Enceladus.
And one of the things that was revealed when we were there is that it has this massive jet of water coming in from the South Pole.
This jet spits out water vapor at about 800 miles an hour. It's so strong that the vapor shoots off into space for hundreds of miles. Inside that water cloud, Cassini's instruments detected a mix of carbon and organic materials. So if we're going to find life in our solar system, Enceladus is one of the best places to look. But it's been years since our probe observed Enceladus. With Webb, Geronimo wanted to know, was that water plume still coming off the surface?
We were expecting to see like a little blip around there. So when we pointed the telescope, we took the data. First of all, we didn't see anything obvious in the data. But then when we look at the specific fingerprints of water vapor, not anything else, we saw this massive amount of water coming out. And it was not only localized, it was everywhere. We actually saw water standing much beyond the little location of the moon. The plume was releasing so much water that it produced a cloud of water around it.
Partilha, seguir-nos e dá coraçãozinho nas nossas redes sociais. AstrosNuTube.